Hello everybody, Lord Almighty here. Today is Sunday, July 8th, 2018, and it is another gorgeous sunny day here in New Jersey. Again though, days like today could make for some tough fishing, but I decided to come out here anyway because I wanted to challenge myself. And the reason is I want to get better at throwing one of these, the drop shot rig. You guys know I don't like this very much because I think it's kind of boring to fish it. Fortunately, this pond is pretty well loaded with bass, so I'm thinking that the action will be fast enough so that I won't lose interest, and I'll actually be able to get a better feel for this presentation. So I'm starting off real simple with a 3-inch gulp minnow on, I think that's a size 4 hook. So let's see, I'm thinking these fish are probably going to be pretty deep because of the bright sun, and there's not much shade around, so I'm going to focus on the deeper parts of this pond, see if I can't run into some sunny day largemouths. There we go, fish on. Come on up here. There we go. Drop shot largemouth. He barely hit it. Felt like a bluegill tapping at it. But that's drop shotting for you. There's a fish. As the dirt bikers roar by, I'm pulling out largies. I don't know why anybody would want to go dirt biking when they could go fishing, but to each his own, I guess. Alright, little, but it's a bite. Any bite on the drop shot, which tells me a little bit more about how and where to fish it, is definitely valuable info. There we go. Kind of cheated on that one. I saw that fish. Sight fished this little guy. I have a feeling it doesn't matter what I threw at him. He was ready to eat. Yep, he's got that bait pretty far down there. I'm going to have to get the pliers out. Alright, there we go. He's bleeding a little bit, but he should be alright. I didn't get it right in the middle of his gills. Yep, there he goes. He's fine. Oh, wow. He hit it and started swimming with it. Didn't even know he was on. Looks like he ate it pretty deep too. Let's see what I can do about this. How are you hooked? Yeah, you're hooked pretty bad. Alright, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna cut the hook shank. Pull the bait out. And then see. Alright. So I cut as much of the hook shank as I could. Hopefully the hook will work itself out eventually. It's a pretty small hook, so it shouldn't hurt him too bad. But yeah, unfortunately I didn't feel the strike and he just completely ate it. So really nothing I could do. I would have hurt him a lot worse if I tried to get the hook out, so Let's put this guy back. Wish him all the best. Well, he's swimming away, and he appears to be staying upright, which is good. There we go, fish on. Alright, come on up here. Alright, another little largie. So he hit it pretty much right on this break line here, where it goes into deeper water. And that's where I've had a few of my bites today. So that might be something to key in on. There's a fish. And that was interesting. This one actually hit on more of a flat as opposed to along a break line. So once again, these fish are throwing a wrench into my pattern, as they so often like to do. Got him right in the top of the mouth. Perfect. So really all I'm doing with the drop shot rig is I'm just kind of twitching it along steadily on the bottom. I'm working it kind of like a cross between how you would work a shaky head and a Carolina rig, where, you know, I'm giving it, you know, a few twitches and then I'm dragging it a little bit. So it's not like a shaky head where you're gonna kind of soak it on one spot for a while, but it's still not a Carolina rig where you're just kind of dragging it through you know, a piece of structure or an area. And it seems to be working fairly well this way. I'm not sure 100% if this is the most effective way to fish the bait on a drop shot, but I mean, it's working now, and I really can't think of any other way that, you know, might work better. So I'm going to stick with this as long as it's working. There's a fish. Oh, there he goes, he's off. Now, it's not very deep out there, but there is shade, which is in pretty short supply this time of day. So if you see shade, you best fish it, no matter what the water depth is. So you know what? There's a fish out there. Gotcha! That's another one I sight fished. All right. Okay. Not too bad. I was actually in the middle of trying to replace the weight, which that last fish shook off. And I saw him swimming, so I just flipped this out weightless, and he sucked it right in. There's a fish. Another little largie. Oops. I don't want the cutters, I want the pliers. Oh, this fish is hooked strangely. But, got him out. He'll be alright. He ain't bleeding. Gonna have a toothache for a while, but he is gonna be just fine. Oh, wow. He hit that on the fall. Didn't even have time to move it before he ate it. That's what I like. When you don't even have to do nothing and you catch fish. Need more fish like that one. Tell your friends. Ah, there was another one that hit it on the fall. Come on up here. Well, looks like he got it pretty far down his mouth. Hopefully not too far. Oh, yeah, it's right in the top of his mouth. He's fine. He is perfectly fine. I always get nervous when I can't see the hook when I bring them out of the water, especially with these gulp minnows. Sometimes I think these things work too well because the fish wind up swallowing them. Alright guys, well that is going to end today's experiment with the drop shot rig. And I'd have to say it was pretty much a success. Didn't get anything big, but I really wasn't after anything big today. I just wanted to get a bunch of bites and gain more confidence in the drop shot, which I know is a technique that you really need to know how to do, especially in the summer like this when you're faced with, you know, hot days, cloudless days, and those fish get really finicky. So yeah, I landed a bunch of fish, and besides that I got a bunch of other bites. So I don't think the drop shot is ever going to be my favorite way to fish, simply because I'm just not a finesse kind of guy. But now I have a lot more confidence in it, and I won't hesitate to use it on days like today. And if I find myself in situations where the fishing is tough, I can maybe expect to catch a few fish instead of just enjoy the weather. So thank you all so much for joining me today, and I will see you on the next adventure.